Hello viewers, my name is Sydney Winston. I am an atheist activist out of Vancouver, Canada. Today, why do I keep on saying today? This episode presents proof number 3 that God is imaginary. There are 50 proofs that I'm going to present, and we're pretty much just at the beginning at proof number 3. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so proof number 3 is a look at historical gods. The belief in God, for example, seems to be ubiquitous through the ages. We know, for example, that the ancient Egyptians believed in their gods so fervently that they built massive structures like the Great Pyramid, still today one of the largest and most enduring human constructions ever created. Despite that fervor, however, we as a society have decided with complete certainty today that the Egyptian gods were imaginary. Thus, we do not build pyramids anymore, and we do not mummify our leaders. We reject all of the rituals and ceremonies of the Egyptian religion because there is no evidence of their gods' existence. More recently, we know that tens of millions of Romans worshipped Jupiter and his friends, and to them they built magnificent temples. The ruins of these temples are popular tourist attractions even today. Yet society have decided with complete certainty that these gods were imaginary. Mainline society is no longer building temples to these gods or worshipping them because there is no evidence for their existence. Much more recently, we know that the Aztec civilization believed in their gods so intensely that they constructed huge temples and pyramids. In addition, Aztecs were so zealous that they were sacrificing hundreds of human beings to their gods as recently as the 16th century. Despite the intensity, however, we know today that these gods were imaginary. The Aztecs were insane to be murdering people for their gods. Killing a person has no effect on rainfall or anything else. We all know that. And there is no evidence whatsoever demonstrating that the Aztec gods exist. If the Aztec gods were real, we would still be offering sacrifices to them, and these sacrifices would be effective. Thus, we come to understanding that the fact that millions of people worship a god is meaningless. The God and the Jesus that Christians worship today are actually amalgams formed out of ancient pagan gods. The idea of a virgin birth, burial in a rock tomb, resurrection after 3 days, and eating of body and drinking of blood had nothing to do with Jesus. All of the rituals in Christianity are completely man-made. Christianity is a snowball that rolled over a dozen pagan religions. As the snowball grew, it freely attached pagan rituals and beliefs in order to be more palatable to converts. You can find accounts like these in popular literature. The vestiges of pagan religion in Christian symbology are undeniable. Egyptian sun discs became the halos of Catholic saints. Pictograms of Isis nursing her miraculously conceived son Horus became the blueprint for our modern images of the Virgin Mary nursing baby Jesus. And virtually all the elements of the Catholic ritual, the mitre, the altar, the doxology and communion, the act of God-eating, were taken directly from earlier pagan mystery religions. Nothing in Christianity is original. The pre-Christian god Mithras, called the Son of God and the Light of the World, was born on December 25th, died, was buried in a rock tomb, and then resurrected in 3 days. By the way, December 25th is also the birthday of Osiris, Adonis, and Dionysus, or Dionysus. The newborn Krishna was presented with gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Even Christianity's weekly holy day was stolen from the pagans. This article points out that it has been noted since antiquity and in modern scholarship since the 19th century that Jesus Christ has striking parallels to other deities worshipped in Hellenistic religion, specifically to the cult of Dionysus in the Greek mystery religions and with the Buddha. The article goes on to demonstrate striking similarities between Christianity and the religions that came before it. It is extremely hard for a Christian believer to process this data, but nonetheless, it is true. All of the sacred rituals of Christianity and all of Christianity's core beliefs, virgin birth, resurrection, etc., come straight from other religions that were popular around the time of Jesus. Once you understand the fundamental truth of Christianity's origins, the silliness of the whole thing becomes apparent. Obviously, the pagan believers from whom Christianity derived its myths worshipped gods that were imaginary. If gods such as Horus, Ra, Mithras, etc. were real, we would have proof of their existence and everyone would be following those gods. Our God and Jesus today are simply extensions of these imaginary forerunners. Therefore, God is imaginary. Understanding the rationalizations. A Christian will often rationalize this situation by saying, yes, the Egyptians and the Romans worshipped false gods, but Christianity is real. Just look at the billions of people who believe in Jesus Christ. This strengthening numbers rationalization may feel comforting, but it is meaningless. The fact that millions of people worship a god is meaningless. It was once the case that most people believed the world to be flat. Widespread belief did not change the fact that the world is a sphere. The scientific and observational evidence that we have available today is undeniable. The world is a sphere. All scientific evidence shows that God is imaginary. So does all historical evidence. This leads any rational person to conclude that Christian beliefs are pure mythology. Christianity is just like every other mythology that mankind has dreamed up through the ages. There you have it. Proof number 3 of 50. Are you going to stick around for the 47 to come? Hopefully. Time to recognize my chatters. But of course I haven't set that up yet. Okay, I have now. Hello viewers, hello chatters. Good evening from the west coast of Canada, the Common Sense Guy, and Cryptomaria. Hi, thank you so much for making me not do this all on my own. I appreciate it. Proof number 4 will be forthcoming, and it seems that I will roll these out quite soon, one after the other, because they don't seem to be very long, and obviously doesn't take up very much time from my experience of these last 3 proofs. Other than that, that's proof number 3, and I thank you very much for watching. We'll see you real soon with proof number 4.